Senate will come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Senators Baisley, Bridges, Buckner,
Excused.
Coleman, Cutter, Danielson, Exum, Fields, Gardner, Janal, Gonzalez, Hansen, Hinrichsen, Huckes Lewis, Kirkmeyer, Kolker, Liston, Lundeen, Marchman, Moreno, Mullica, Mullica,
Absent.
Pelton B. Pelton R.
Let's get her done.
Priola, Rich, Roberts, Rodriguez, Simpson, Smallwood,
Excused.
Sullivan, Van Winkle,
Excused.
Will, Winter,
Excused.
Zenzinger,
Senator Moreno.
Mr. President,
Will the clerk please mark Senator Mullica as excused?
Mr. President,
Here. Morning roll call is 30 present, 0 absent, 5 excused. We do have a quorum. Will the good senator from Loveland please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the journal, Senator Kirkmeyer.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is my pleasure to move that the Senate Journal of Wednesday, February 15th, 2023 be approved as corrected by the Secretary.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no? No. I think the noes actually had it that time, Senator. I don't know what to do. We're stuck. We're paralyzed as a body. The ayes have it, and that motion is adopted. Senate Services.
February 16, 2023, correctly printed Senate Bill 151, 152, 153, 154, 155, 156, 157, 158, 159, 160, 161, 162. Senate Joint Memorial 2, correctly engrossed Senate Bill 4, correctly re-engrossed Senate Bill 50.
Committee reports.
February 14, 2023, the Committee on Local Government and Housing, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following Senate Bill 57 be amended as follows, and as so amended be referred to the Committee of the Whole. A favorable recommendation with a recommendation it be placed on the consent calendar. February 14, 2023, the Committee on Local Government and Housing, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following Senate Bill 68 be amended as follows, and as so amended be referred to the Committee of the Whole. A favorable recommendation with a recommendation it be placed on the consent calendar. February 14, 2023, Committee on Local Government and Housing, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following Senate Bill 77 be amended as follows, and as so amended be referred to the Committee of the Whole. A favorable recommendation with the recommendation to be placed on the consent calendar. February 14, 2023, the Committee on Local Government and Housing, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following Senate Bill 110 be referred to the Committee of the Whole. A favorable recommendation. February 15, 2023, the Committee on Judiciary, after consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following House Bill 1034 be referred to the Committee of the Whole. A favorable recommendation with a recommendation to be placed on the consent calendar. February 15, 2023, Committee on Judiciary. After consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following Senate Bill 100 be referred to the Committee of the Whole. A favorable recommendation with a recommendation to be placed on the consent calendar. February 15, 2023, Committee on Judiciary. After consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following Senate Bill 95 be referred to the Committee of the Whole. A favorable recommendation with a recommendation it be placed on the consent calendar. February 15, 2023, the Committee on Judiciary. After consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following Senate Bill 28 be amended as follows, and as so amended be referred to the Committee of the Whole. Favorable recommendation, and with a recommendation that be placed on the consent calendar. February 15, 2023, Committee on Judiciary. After consideration on the merits, the committee recommends the following Senate Bill 90 be amended as follows, and as so amended be referred to the Committee on the Whole. A favorable recommendation with a recommendation that it be placed on the consent calendar.
Third reading of bills. Consent calendar. Will the clerk please read the title to the bill on the consent calendar?
Senate Bill 4, Senators Marchman and Hawkes Lewis, Representatives Michelson, Janae, and Young, concerning employment of certain school-based therapists.
Majority Leader Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for the passage of the one bill on the third reading consent calendar, which is Senate Bill 4.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion is the passage of the one bill on the third reading of bill's consent calendar. Are there any no votes on the bill? With a vote of 30 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 5 excused. Members, we are on thirds. Just a reminder. Senate Bill 4 is passed. Co-sponsors. Senators Janal, Kolker, Exum, Roberts, Hansen, Majority Leader Moreno, Gonzalez, Rodriguez, Bridges, Zenzinger, Henriksen, Priola, Fields, Cutter, Sullivan, Buckner. Never mind, Buckner is not present. Not, at least not emotionally, physically. Please have the president. Please add Senator Buckner to the roll. Announcements. Majority Leader Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to lay over Senate Bill 52 on the calendar for tomorrow to Tuesday, February 21st.
The motion is to lay over Senate Bill 52 until Tuesday, February 21st. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and that bill will be laid over until Tuesday. Senator Coleman.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, Senate State Veteran Military Affairs Committee will be meeting at 1:30 in the old Supreme Court. We do have a slight change in the order of the bills being heard. We'll be hearing in this order House Bill 1053, House Bill 1045, Senate Bill 53, Senate Bill 101, and House Bill 1028. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Roberts.
Thank you, Mr. President. Agriculture and Natural Resources Committee, we are meeting this afternoon in room 352 at 1:30. We have confirmation hearings for the Parks and Wildlife Commission, the Colorado Tourism Office Board of Directors, the State Board of Great Outdoors Colorado Trust Fund, and then we will hear Senate Bill 38.
Senator Bridges. Oh, Senator Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, upon adjournment at 9:35, the Business, Labor, and Technology Committee will adjourn for one bill, Senate Bill 78, in the old Supreme Court.
Senator Bridges.
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't know when the practice of letting people know about things that are already printed in the calendar began, but we're going to be meeting an Appropriations Committee tomorrow morning, hearing the bills that are listed here in this paper that you all get. So pay attention to your calendar.
Senator Fields.
Good morning, Mr. President and colleagues. I have an announcement regarding Senate Health and Human Services Committee. We will be meeting at 1:30, and we have 5 bills on our calendar.
Senator Fields.
Mr. President, I'd like to have a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
I have spoken to the minority leader and the majority leader and have requested to be excused tomorrow.
Senator Fields will be marked as excused tomorrow. Just a reminder, though, you can just ask for that during your announcements. Does not need to be a moment of personal privilege. Further announcements. Senator Hodges-Lewis.
Mr. President, thank you. With that clarification, I will also announce that I will not be here tomorrow. I will be on a plane to fly in to celebrate my mother's 90th birthday. So we were gathering from all over the country. So thank you. And Mr. President, I want to announce that we have some guests with us here in the chamber. The Colorado Community Health Network is visiting us, and many of you may see them around. So they are here in the chamber. You can wave, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Senator Hodges-Lewis. That would have been a moment of personal privilege. So thank you all for illustrating it for the body. Senator Cutter.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, everyone. I just would like to draw your attention to something on your desk created by the Political Workers Guild of Colorado, which I'm really proud to say a few of my aides, past aides, have been involved in creating this. It's just some really great best practices for how we treat our aides. Good reminders. I know everyone in this chamber is probably lovely to your aide, but they work long hours, tough jobs. They glue it together for all of us. So just remember to treat them with kindness and fairness, and take a look at these do's and don'ts when you get a minute. Thanks.
Senator Pelton.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd just like to announce that the wonderful donuts we had this morning and stuff were supplied by Christian Home Educators of Colorado. They're in the building today. Say hi when you see all these youth and encourage them. Thank you.
Will the clerk please add Senator Smallwood and Senator Van Winkle to the roll? Thank you for joining us this morning. Senator Kirkmeyer.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to say that it's Chips and Salsa Day again at the Capitol, and I wanted to thank, and I'm sorry if I'm outstaging you, but I really just wanted to thank our good senator from Pueblo once again for bringing this to us. I love this day. Thank you.
Senator Henriksen.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you to the good senator from Weld County for bringing that up. My only disappointment is we were going to have a bunch of members of the Leadership Pueblo class this year here, but I think with the road conditions, they're a little bit delayed. So if you happen to see them milling about the Capitol a little bit later, please say hi and thank them for sending this up in advance.
Senator Van Winkle.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask for a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Members, we are joined today by members of the Colorado wing of the Civil Air Patrol. They are seated right over here today. And the members of the Colorado Senate are proud to extend commendation to the Colorado Wing Civil Air Patrol. The Civil Air Patrol was congressionally chartered by the U.S. Air Force as the U.S. Air Force Auxiliary, and the Colorado Wing has served Colorado since 1942. Today, it has 889 unpaid adult volunteers and 1,112 cadets serving the state in various programs. Recently, the Colorado Wing has served in providing COVID relief and assisting FEMA, state and local agencies during floods and wildfires with aerial photography and assistance in damage assessment. It stands ready to support the citizens of Colorado in the United States. In 2022, CAP participated in search operations resulting in 9 lives saved, 21 successful finds, and 2 air defense intercept and evaluation missions, which we all know is very important these days. The Colorado Senate would like to express deep gratitude to the members of the Colorado Wing of CAP for their service to the people of Colorado and the nation. And members, to put a human face on what the Civil Air Patrol does, I want to recognize Major Helen Gray, seated right over here. She is a proud mother of Major Byron Gray, United States Air Force. Byron was a Civil Air Patrol cadet in the Mustang Cadet Squadron just a few years ago. Now, if you will remember the chaotic exodus from Kabul, Afghanistan, and the massive C-17 transport planes saving people, in the aircraft that took off with people literally falling off the landing gear, Byron was the pilot of the C-17 that followed the aircraft in Kabul. These cadets and Helen Gray continue to serve the people of Colorado today. Thank you so much for joining us, Major Helen Gray. We are also joined to her right by Lieutenant Colonel Tom Scheffel, Wing of Government Relations Advisor. The Senate knows Lieutenant Colonel Tom Scheffel very well, and his brother, Mark Scheffel, who served in this body. And of course, Colonel Gary Tobey, the Wing Government Relations Advisor, former Colorado Wing and Rocky Mountain Regional Commander. Welcome to the Colorado Senate. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Further announcements? Majority Leader Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate adjourn until tomorrow, Friday, February 17th at 9 a.m.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The Senate will adjourn until tomorrow at 9 a.m., Friday, February 17th, 2023.